Welcome to the Cinema Gold Show. I'm your host, Harry Leese. Today we're talking 10 great Tarantino films we never got to watch. First, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Pondex, for sponsoring this episode. Check them out today at pondex.com. Use the promo code Larry21 for 10% off your first purchase. That's Larry 21 for 10% off your first purchase. And if you want to check us out online, check out Cinema Gold Show on Twitter at Cinema Gold Show. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, obviously. And remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. And tap the notification bell so you'll be notified of all our new videos. And now let's get into it. 10 great Tarantino films we never got. Quentin Tarantino has been considered one of the most original and influential screenwriters and filmmakers in the industry. The man tells stories that nobody in Hollywood has ever dared to tell. I mean, just look at Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Kind of a subject not many would touch again, seeing how gory and disturbing the Manson murders was. But aside from that, every scene shines a spotlight on fascinating characters. Fans may think they know his vast universe inside and out, but a shocking number of projects just barely missed the mark of becoming a chapter in the Quentin Tarantino legacy. These are 10 films that Tarantino never had the chance to give us. Number 10, The Vega Brothers. It's no secret that Michael Madsen's Vega from Reservoir Dogs and John Travolta's Vincent Vega from Pulp Fiction are brothers. But a lot of you Tarantino fans may not know how close they came to heading their own film. In a 2007 interview, Tarantino even acknowledged that he had a title for it. It was called Double V Vega. It would have taken place during the time Vincent was in Amsterdam when he was running one of Marcellus's clubs, and Vic goes to visit him. Due to the fact that both characters died on screen in their respective films, Double V Vega would have had to be a prequel. Unfortunately, due to the aging of both actors, the chances of Tarantino ever pursuing this project again seem rather slim. But hey, the legendary duo will live on through the legacies of Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. Number 9, John Brown Biopic. Tarantino is one hell of a talented storyteller. We never did see him bring a true story to the big screen. In 2009, Tarantino said on the Charlie Rose Show that he was interested in a film surrounding abolitionist John Brown. Quote, John Brown is my favorite American who ever lived. Quote, basically single-handedly started the road to end slavery. Despite Tarantino's attempts to disassociate the two projects, many have speculated that the treatment for this film eventually evolved into Django Unchained. The project may not have been permanently sidelined, as Tarantino claimed. Quote, it would be one of the last movies I do. Still, many people find it unlikely the script will ever reach fruition. Quentin Tarantino will most likely move on after the success of the slavery-centric Django. Number 8, Less Than Zero. Since 2002, it's been rumored that Tarantino was interested in adapting Less Than Zero, a novel written by Bret Easton Ellis and published in 1985. These rumors were widely spread after the release of The Rules of Attraction, a film based upon another of Ellis's novels, and written by Roger Avary, one of Quentin's close friends, and collaborator on films such as True Romance, Reservoir Dogs, and Pulp Fiction. Less Than Zero had been loosely adapted to film once before in 1987, with Andrew McCarthy and Robert Downey Jr. starring. Ellis himself confirmed in an interview for Vice magazine that Tarantino was trying to get Fox to allow him to remake it. However, Tarantino has remained quiet on the subject, and no official move has been made to further the production process. Number 7, and definitely one that I would love to see, Jules Winfield film. Tarantino has said, quote, "I will never do Pulp Fiction 2. But, having said that, I could very well do other movies with these characters." 20 years has passed since the initial release of Pulp Fiction, and none of these characters have reappeared. Or have they? Toward the end of Pulp Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson's fan favorite Jules leaves his hitman job behind and decides that he will walk the earth like Kane and Kung Fu. 10 years later, Jackson makes a cameo appearance in Tarantino's Kill Bill Volume 2 as a piano-playing drifter known only as Rufus. Many fans have speculated that perhaps this is our first glimpse of Jules' life post-Pulp. Jackson is another frequent collaborator of Quentin's, working his way into Jackie Brown, Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, and The Hateful Eight. That being said, it seems that if Jules was to star in a standalone movie by this point in time, it would have happened already. And I'm okay with it not happening. Number 6, Quentin Tarantino's Casino Royale. Before Daniel Craig took on the role of Britain's top spy, Tarantino had his own plans for the novel that launched the James Bond franchise. Tarantino's film would have been a period piece set in the 1960s, filmed in black and white, still starring Pierce Brosnan as Bond. Quentin's take on the original 007 adventure would have been a fascinating addition both to the Bond series and to his own filmography. It's a shame that audiences, including myself, never got the chance to see what a Tarantino Bond film would look like, forcing us to wonder how it would compare to the action-packed thrillers we've seen with Daniel Craig. Number 5, Berlin Game. Tarantino's no quitter. He sure didn't let a snub from the Bond producers keep him from flirting with the spy genre. While attending a press release for Inglourious Bastards in the UK, he stated, quote, "One of the things I'm musing about doing is a trilogy of Len Dayton's book, Berlin Game, Mexico Set, London Match. Just like Casino Royale, the series follows a British spy through a series of missions during the Cold War." No one is quite sure what happened to Tarantino's plans for the project. Plenty of his former collaborators' names were tossed around, including Michael Fassbender, Christoph Waltz, Tim Roth. But the director never mentioned the series again, and has since clearly moved on to other projects. Number 4, Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill. Back in 2003, Quentin mentioned that he was interested in making a sexploitation film, and the rumors started flying about a possible Tarantino rendition of Russ Meyer's 1965 cult favorite, Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill. The film would follow a trio of exotic dancers, just going out drinking, having a good time, hooking up. Among the names thrown around with the title were Lindsay Lohan, Kim Kardashian, Britney Spears, and Carmen Electra. 2007, Tarantino noted in an interview with the Daily Telegraph that if he were to film legitimate sex scenes, the actresses would have to be down with it. He also stated that if I actually do an erotic movie, I'm going to have to reveal what I find sexy, what turns me on. It seems that Tarantino is too much of a gentleman to expose his desires to the world, and this remake isn't likely to pull through. Number 3, The Twilight Zone. Tarantino never publicly referenced the rumors surrounding a possible reboot of The Twilight Zone, but we wouldn't be surprised to find that he was involved. The classic series, which he is a great fan, has been made into a film once before, back in 1983. It featured 4 different segments helmed by different directors, not unlike 4 Rooms, for which Tarantino directed the segment titled The Man from Hollywood. Tarantino's longtime friends friend and collaborator Robert Rodriguez was also rumored to be involved with the project, along with fellow directors Frank Miller and Joe Carnahan. It's unfortunate that such a project never reached further development. One can only wonder what Quentin could have contributed to the everlasting Twilight Zone legacy. And number 2, Kill Bill Volume 3. While talking about the success of the Kill Bill films in an Italian TV interview back in 2009, Tarantino teased a third installment in the series with the words, "The bride will fight again." Later that year at the Royale International Film Festival, the director confirmed his plans to release another Kill Bill installment, stating that he wanted 10 years to pass in order to give her and her daughter a period of peace. However, in 2012, Tarantino said Kill Bill Volume 3 would probably not happen. No reason for his annulment of the project was ever given, though many have speculated that the story was simply over. After all, the film is called Kill Bill, and the mission was accomplished. Well, it would be nice to see Uma Thurman's bride return to action. Perhaps it's best that we leave the legend be. And number 1 is Killer Crow. In late 2012, Tarantino declared in an interview with The Root magazine that his final entry in what he called the Django and Glorious Bastard trilogy would be a World War II picture called Killer Crow. The film would depict a team of African American soldiers who have deceived by the military and quote, go on an Apache warpath and kill a bunch of white soldiers and white officers on a military base and are just making a warpath to Switzerland. Killer Crow was eventually sidelined when Quentin announced that Django Unchained would be followed by another Western, The Hateful Eight, entered pre-production. Whether or not Tarantino ever plans to revisit this treatment for Killer Crow remains unknown. And that's all we have for this episode of the Cinema Gold Show. What do you think about these 10? Which of them would you watch? Is there ones you really didn't like, or you considered interesting or potential? Let us know on Twitter at Cinema Gold Show. Leave a comment section below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you like our content. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And thanks to Pondex for sponsoring this episode.